Hi, everybody. I thought I would spend a couple of minutes with you discussing the upcoming class Robert Holden and I are offering on love and the Enneagram. My part isn't the Enneagram. My part is more like love and essentially um, discussing a spiritual angle on what Robert's presenting. But his class on love and the Enneagram is, I think, a big deal because I think love's a big deal. And I'm going to chat about that for a moment. Well, more than a moment. I'm telling you, years ago, I would never, ever believe that I would be talking about love the way I do now, the way I will now, and the way I intend to explore it in the class. But in the years of my own work, I've always been interested in kind of getting to the source or the root of something. Like, what's the cause of this? What's the cause? What's the, you know, where's the beginning of this? And I've always recoiled when someone would say, God is love or love is the answer. And I always felt that people use that word in sort of a romantic way. And so it didn't sit well with me because that's just one expression of love. But as I went deeper and deeper into the mystical chapter of my own life, the whole concept of love began to expand well beyond targets. The way you learn love is you have a target when you're a child. You love your mom, you love your dad, you love your siblings, you love your friends. We always have targets for love. So that the idea of just having love or just feeling love without a target is quite baffling. It's like, well, I need something to love. I need someone to love. I need to do something with this force in order for me to feel it being reciprocated. I need it to come back. I need. I'll tell you what I think, which is why I'm fascinated with this class, because in the Enneagram, it takes this force of love and it approaches it with 9 different angles. Like, what is love in, if you're a number 1, what is love in number 2? What is love in its capacity if you resonate with 3? From my point of view, love is the name that we've given to the sensation and the power of what God feels like. That's what I think. I think that love is the life force, that it is much bigger than what we experience in a relationship, but that love is the name we've given to the highest expression of emotions that we can feel running through our own system. Love is that force that has an eternal quality to it. Nobody thinks of compassion as having an eternal quality to it. But when you think about loving, you think, I will love you and see you on the other side. You don't think I'll be compassionate and I'll see you on the other side. Compassion doesn't pack the punch. Sympathy doesn't pack the punch. Kindness doesn't pack the punch. But when you get to this thing called love, from which all these other human expressions and human emotions flow, that's the mainstream, the main artery of light, the main current, which is why I think love is so powerful and so intimidating. It's so intimidating to really love something fully, or to find out how loving you really can be. I think in my few many conversations I've had with people who've had near-death experiences, which are just fascinating, really. But how many of them have said that in their life review, however brief it was, they were shown what the power of love did to others in their life, through which love, when it flowed from them, and also the impact of withholding love from another person. What could have been had they loved a little bit more. I think love is a life force unto itself. The word love is not big enough, but it's the one we have. And I think for me, in exploring in my own class, which is light, law, love, the elements of organic divinity, the power of this universe in creation, that love is that, when someone said once, the greatest power in the universe is love, it is not, it's choice. Because long before you are loving, you have to choose to be loving. You have to choose that power. You have to choose it. And people are terrified of how loving they could be. And isn't that a mystery? Nobody's ever terrified. Nobody in any workshop. Do you know how many workshops I've done? I don't even know. Hundreds everywhere, all over the world. And no one has ever said to me, I have a problem hating people. I have a problem not being angry enough. I have a problem not being unforgiving enough. Nobody. Everybody finds those things so easy. But what they have problems with is love. I'm terrified to be hurt, so I'm going to shut down. I'm terrified of loving someone so much that it empowers them. It empowers them. So I withhold. I withhold love because I don't want to give them that much power. And that's because you know how powerful love is. That's because you know it. You know it. So what is love? This deep, rich mystery of what is this power? Why are we so intimidated by it? Why do we crave it so much? Why is our life so empty without it? It's because it's the life force. It is an expression of how we experience the force of God within and through our own lives. So I'm going to share this perspective in many shapes and forms. As Robert introduces, his class, he talks about the number one being a perfect love, number two, unconditional love, love in action, secret beauty, all his beautiful titles, omniscient love, life loves you, all of this, all of which are rich doorways into this one subject. And at the end of the day, if you look at your own life, look at all the things that are combustible or that have hurt, and you realize how much comes down to, could I have been more loving? For all the kerfuffle in life, it does amount to, did I withhold love? And in what way and why? And if you said it differently, did I withhold the life force? Did I refuse to be as loving as I could be? These are the rich questions that are worth asking, because when it comes down to why we suffer, why we suffer, or why we experience profound loneliness, it has so much to do with the comfort zone we have within ourselves to let this light in and to let it do its work within us so that it can work through us. I hope you're going to join us for this class. I really do. I think it's going to be spectacular. Robert's a wonderful teacher, and I love teaching with him. And I am going to love exploring love with you. And it's a pleasure and a privilege. So I hope I see you all very soon. Thank you.